Plinkton was on his way to meet with a new race that had put in a request to join the exploration crew of his ship. Their qualifications displayed an impressive amount of skill, and he was already prepared to accept the human onto his crew. The interview was only a formality. Arriving at the interview room, he knocked on the door and received a confirmation to enter. "Greetings, Human 146 Alpha 8008 1E5, Plinkton greeted, as he sat down on the opposite side of the table from the human. That ID code always makes me laugh, the human chuckled. Plinkton was taken aback by this. Such a display of emotions was usually reserved for the deranged. "Pardon? Oh, sorry, sir, it is a childish joke," the human replied, straightening out his features and sitting up straight. Plinkton felt relief that the human wasn't a deranged lunatic, but just one that had a momentary lapse due to a childhood incident. "I have come to confirm some details with you," Plinkton continued, to which the human made a gesture with its grasping appendage to indicate for him to continue. "Your designating ID aside, you have a self-identifier? Oh, you mean my name. I identify as Peter, sir." "Tell me about yourself," Plinkton asked, expecting to have the human to repeat verbatim the qualifications recorded in his application. "Well, what can I say?" the human murmured, as he tapped his chin in a display that seemed odd to Plinkton. "Well, I am someone who will always give my all. I am someone who works well with others and always strives for the best." Plinkton had to physically repress the glands on his neck from releasing pheromones. It seemed likely that there was a strange leakage of emotions from the human. Perhaps he actually was deranged in the end. "I see. Do your brood pack suffer from mental illness?" Plinkton asked, wondering if this was a genetic quirk of this human. "Nah, they seem to all enjoy being crazy," the human replied with a large smile. Plinkton was even more certain this human was deranged. To openly display emotions was something reserved for brood packs, not perfect strangers. "I see. So they are all unstable." Plinkton made a note of this for future screenings of humans. "You could say that. My nephew recently reached that dinosaur obsession phase all kids have, though mine was an ancient Egypt phase." Again, the human was sharing personal details. This was baffling to Plinkton. He had read that the humans had a particularly strong pack-bonding behavior, but this was simply insane. Offering details of a personal nature simply was not acceptable in polite society. "What about you? You got any kids?" Plinkton was taken aback by the intrusive question. "You look like you got a few kids at home." Plinkton paused to look over the human's application. There was nothing noting a telepathic ability, so how had the human identified such a truth when he himself did not reveal it? "How did you come to such a conclusion?" "Dunno, you just have a vibe about you. Me, I'm just related to being a funkle. I'm the most fun person in my nephews' and nieces' lives, and I get the bonus of giving them musical toys." "Musical?" Plinkton echoed. Was the human a member of a religious order? Amongst his race, music was only allowed for the divinely connected. To express one's emotions to a whole temple was seen as the highest calling for a select few. "Yeah, I'm the youngest of my siblings, so they did the usual sibling stuff. I get revenge by being idolized by their kids while giving them noisy toys," the human explained with a chuckle. "Human," Plinkton began as he tried to compose himself, "do you wish me to be a member of your brood pack?" It was the only explanation that made sense. Perhaps the human had decided to pack bond with Plinkton, and that was why he was so openly displaying emotions. "Huh? No? Why would I? Do you want to join my family? I know it sounds fun and all, but it might be a bit much for a first-time meeting." "So you accept that we should limit our interactions in a first-time meeting?" The human nodded. "Well, obviously." "Then why did you share such personal details?" "Huh?" The human now seemed utterly perplexed. "Well, they may be personal, but they are the open kind of personal. Stuff we can share with anyone. Is it bad?" "Quite so, human. My race, we do not share any such details except with the closest of brood partners," Plinkton explained, finally realizing this was more likely down to a misunderstanding rather than an escaped lunatic applying for an engineering role. "Oh, I apologize if it made you uncomfortable. Where I'm from, we like to share these details." "Why?" Plinkton asked, now genuinely curious. "Dunno. Guess it's part of how we make connections. We let others into our lives and they do the same, and we can build a stronger bond." Plinkton could understand this notion. It was why brood packs were so closely connected. To think humans would do so openly was, if anything, strange. And you don't experience conflicts due to this? Oh, we do. We humans love to pick a side. But part of that sharing is encouraging another to pick our side, I suppose. Anyways, I think we went off track, the human said, gesturing to the application. Plinkton realized the human was right. They had deviated from the set plan for the interview. Very well. I will be honest, human. It is unlikely we will be able to hire you. Ah, why? Is it the sharing stuff? I can keep that under wraps if that's the case. Plinkton swallowed as the human became more animated, with his emotion shining through. You are too emotive, human. My race saves our emotions for those we hold dear. Outside that, we must remain strict and controlled. Oh. The human now looked downcast. I understand you need a robot, and you got a human. Robot? Plinkton repeated. Mechanical beings we humans make. They'll be right up your alley. I'll give you my brother's card. He runs a robot production plant and can help you get some. Humans have made mechanical beings? Yes, but you'll want the non-android ones. Why? We made them to look like us so they show emotions. Plinkton sunk into his chair as the human left the room. Humanity was ironically such an enigma of a race for them being so open. Perhaps their inclusion in the intergalactic society may be something new to see. At this, though, Plinkton couldn't help but smile, grateful for being alone to do so openly.